world of English. Learn and listen well.
Phrases, sentences we usually use when we stay at the hotel or when we arrive at the hotel. So these phrases are usually used commonly by native speakers. So are you ready to understand them? Let's do it. What do you say when you telephone a hotel to reserve a room? When you telephone a hotel in order to reserve a room, we usually say, I'd like to make a reservation, please. Yes, I'd like to make a reservation, please. So if you make a reservation, you arrange for something such as a table in a restaurant or a room in a hotel to be kept for you. You'd like to stay for 2 evenings by yourself. What do you ask? If you want to stay for 2 evenings by yourself, we usually say, I'd like a single room for 2 nights, please. So guys, single room is a hotel room or bedroom designed to be used by just one person. I'd like a single room for 2 nights, please. You'd like a room for you and your husband or wife with a bathroom. What do you say? So if you'd like to have a room for you and your husband with a shower, we usually say, I'd like a double room with an ensuite bathroom. Yes, I'd like a double room with an ensuite bathroom, please. So double room is a hotel room or bedroom designed to be used by 2 people. That's called double room. You want a room for you and your friend with separate beds and a shower. What do you ask? If you want a room for you and your friend with separated beds, we usually say, I'd like a twin-bedded room. Yes, twin-bedded room with shower, please. So twin-bedded room is a room for 2 people. Yes, 2 separate people. You'd like to see the sea from your room. What do you ask? If you would like to see the sea from your room, you could ask, do you have a room with the view of the sea? Do you have a room with the view of the sea? Or you could also say, do you have a room with the view of the jungle or a room with the view of a garden, etc. Ask if you have to pay extra for breakfast. So if you want to know you have to pay extra for breakfast, we usually ask, does the price include breakfast? Yes. Does the price include breakfast? So in restaurants, you can also ask, does the bill include service? Or in a travel agent, we could say, does the price include task? Ask how much it costs to have evening meals in the hotel. So if you want to ask how much it costs to have evening meals in the hotel, maybe you could ask, how much is half board? Yes, how much is half board? So hotel usually offer bed and breakfast. So half board means bed and breakfast and evening meals. Yes, that's called half board. So my dear friends, half board is a hotel room combined with breakfast and another meal either in the evening or in the middle of the day. Half board. Ask how much it costs to have all your meals in the hotel. And if you want to ask how much it costs to have all your meals in the hotel, you could ask, how much is full board? Yes, how much is full board? So guys, full board is an arrangement in which all your meals are provided at the hotel or rooms that you are paying to stay in. That's called full board. What do you say when you arrive at the hotel? So what do you usually say when you arrive at the hotel? That's pretty simple. We usually say, hello, I have a reservation. Then you could say, the name is Chris Smith. Hello, I have a reservation. The name is Chris Smith. You found the traffic outside your room very noisy. What do you say at the reception? If the traffic outside your room very noisy, probably you could ask the reception, excuse me, my room's rather noisy. Do you have anything a bit quieter? Do you have anything a bit quieter? So guys, rather is a more formal way of saying a bit, but both are used here to complain more politely. You'd like to find a cheap local restaurant. What do you ask the receptionist? If you would like to find a cheap local restaurant, maybe around here, you could ask the receptionist, could you recommend a reasonably priced restaurant near here? Yes, could you recommend a reasonably priced restaurant near here? As you know, a reasonable price, value, or offer seems fair and not too expensive. So reasonably priced means not too expensive, but not cheap, which might be poor quality. Ask the receptionist for a taxi. If you want to ask the receptionist for the taxi, you could simply say, could you call a taxi for me, please? Could you call a taxi for me, please? So this is a very polite and formal way to ask for something. Yes, we usually start with could you, like could you come and fix this lamp, please? Could you do this? You make a telephone call from a reception and you want to pay for it when you leave. What do you ask? If you make a phone call from a reception and you want to pay for it when you leave, you could ask, could you put it on my bill, please? Yes. Could you put it on my bill, please? As you know, guys, bill is a request for payment of money owed or the piece of paper on which it is written. We have electricity bill, phone bill, and gas bill. You need to get up at 6 o'clock and you don't have an alarm clock. What do you ask at reception? If you need to get up at 6 o'clock and you don't have an alarm clock, you could ask the reception, could you give me an alarm call at 6 o'clock in the morning, please? Yes. So we usually say to give somebody an alarm call. Yes. Could you give me an alarm call at 6? At midnight, the people in the next room are talking and shouting. What do you say to them? If the people in the next room, they are talking and shouting, maybe you could tell them, could you make a bit less noise, please? I'm trying to sleep. Yes, could you make a bit less noise, please? I'm trying to sleep. This is another example of using a bit to complain tactfully. You can maybe still sound angry in your voice if you want to. You want to stay 3 days longer. What do you ask? If you want to stay 3 days longer, maybe you could ask, could I extend my stay for 3 more days, please? Could I extend my stay for 3 days more? So we usually say extend my stay, which means to make something last longer. You could also say, I'd like to extend my visa, which means I'd like to stay longer here. I'd like to extend my visa. You close the door and it locks with your key inside the room. What do you tell the receptionist? If you close the door and it locks with your key inside, maybe you can tell the receptionist, excuse me, I've locked myself out. Sometimes we are not very lucky. So we say, I have locked myself out. So if you lock yourself out of a place such as your house, you cannot get in because the door is locked and you don't have your keys. You're leaving tomorrow and want to know the latest time you can leave the room. What do you say? If you are leaving tomorrow and want to know the latest time you can leave the room, you could ask, I'm leaving tomorrow. What time do I have to check out by? What time do I have to check out by? As you know, check out means to leave a hotel after paying and returning your key. And remember, the present continuous is used for a future arrangement that has already been made. What do you say at reception when you are ready to leave? If you are ready to leave, you usually say, I'd like to check out, please. Very simple. I'd like to check out, please. We also use the word and the phrasal verb check in. If you check in, actually, if you check in a hotel or check in an airport, you go to the desk and report that you have arrived. That's the meaning of check in. You don't understand one of the things listed on your bill. What do you ask? If you don't understand one of the things listed on your bill, you could maybe ask, could you tell me what this charge is for, please? Could you tell me what this charge is for, please? So, as you know, charge is the amount of money you have to pay for goods or services.